Welcome back to News in Focus. Now, the VBS Stakeholders Forum says it has not abandoned its bid to get back money from depositors who lost their savings when the mutual bank collapsed. VBS was placed under liquidation in 2018, now dubbed the Great Bank Heist. More than 2 billion rand was siphoned from the establishment in an elaborate scandal. The VBS Stakeholders Forum said that dozens of depositors were still reeling from the collapse of VBS. The forum represents more than 2,000 minority shareholders. Joining us now is its secretary, Robert Livhoyi. Robert, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on News in Focus.
Thank you very much, and your viewers.
It's an absolute pleasure. Robert, I want to cast back to 2018 because I remember watching it on various news channels. You know, the elderly citizens of our country who really reeled from what had happened on that day. It's been a hard, long road, hasn't it, up until now, to try and bring some sort of joy to them, even though it seems so far away.
Yeah, indeed, it has been long, and there's not been anything enticing out of it.
Robert, the getting back of that money now, it's 2 billion rand that was, of course, taken during that great looting that had occurred. What is the plan from the stakeholders forum? How do you intend on trying to at least get, if not the complete 2 billion, at least 50 or 60% back from it?
Yeah, in fact, one cannot talk of exact figure by now because we haven't yet received the exact figure. But what we know was that before anything happened, our bank was in a value of 500,000, and there comes 1.5 billion, then it becomes 2 billion, and now we need the book so that it can show how much exactly was looted and how much were left, and we want to know how much has been collected and how much has been used and for what has it been used. What is the value, the book value of the bank by now, taking all the assets and the cash that has been collected, and also the cash that was left when the bank collapsed. So that information is the one that we are still waiting for, so that we can have a clear focus. Then we can also give the plan that what need to be done and what can we do in order to resuscitate the bank or bring the money to the people who lost the money from the bank.
The culprits of this heist, and of course there are allegations, there have been, of course, charges that have been laid to certain individuals that have been involved in this devastating heist. What is it that the Stakeholders Forum wants in terms of criminal investigations and prosecutions for those who are responsible for the ultimate collapse of VBS Mutual Bank?
When coming to investigation and judgment, it is not the wish of us. It's not the wish of us that can be the outcome. But what the outcome will be, it's how the case is being adjudicated, and how the judge will decide on what is going to happen. Our most interest is the going forward, to say, yes, this has happened, and what now? So the bank, the assets of the bank are still there. And even the people who are still owing the bank are still paying back. So we want to get into that so that we can have a solution. And that solution, we want it to be a solution that makes us to be satisfied. Because right now, we are not satisfied as to what is happening. That's what we have decided, that we are going to talk to the liquidator. If the liquidator is not responding or is not cooperating with us, we will put it to air. We will call you guys and have the press conference and tell you our problem.
Looking forward, Robert, there are talks of state bank, and it's been up in the air. Is VBS, and you mentioned that there are assets still within the bank, is VBS still a viable option for a potential state bank? And how much of communication would there need to be and cooperation would there need to be from the Prudential Authority and the South African Reserve Bank for that to eventually happen?
It is still not up to the level that we want. No wonder we decided to do the press conference so that we can even indicate to the media and also to the country at large, so that they can have they cannot just listen to what is said on the other hand, but they must also listen to the people who has lost the money as to what they are saying, whether they are happy or are they satisfied or not. So now you as media, you can tell the nation to say, these people are not happy. They want the liquidator to come back to them, to sit around the table, let them tell us what is happening, because it will never be correct that we are not the owner of the bank. We are still the owner of the bank because we haven't yet got our money. Our money is still with the assets of the bank, and we want to know how many assets and what are the values of the assets of the bank. That's what we want, and we want to have a good relation with the liquidator, so that he can tell us. If he can come to the table, then we will also put it on air that we tried, but we are not winning.
Robert, you are one of the 2,000 minority shareholders. And of course, the task of trying to get back this money is going to be that challenging. And there are going to be further challenges that are going to present itself. How far are you in terms of trying to bring some sort of comfort to the individuals that lost their money? And I ask this because the process is not one where it's of a magic hat and it can appear out of a sudden. How much of cooperation are you seeking from government? How much of cooperation are you seeking with other authorities to try and make sure that this money is collected in a way that can at least bring a certain sort of optimistic road for the bank going forward?
When I started with you, I said we didn't only lose the money, we lose the money and we also lose the bank. And we had a meeting with the Reserve Bank, and the Reserve Bank indicated to us that it is possible that they can give us a new license, but not the old license. And then now, when you check about the book of the bank, according to our information, there is no bank that can buy that book, because that book is got bonds which are covered with the permission to occupy, not the title deed. So you know that all these commercial banks, they don't finance the permission to occupy. So, which means it is our book and it should come back to us, and we are ready to go on again with the bank. Somebody asked me a question to say, do you think the people are going to trust the bank looking at the history? Indeed, if the people can look at the history, they must trust the bank, because this bank started long time ago until 2016. That's where everything gone wrong. And when you check why did everything gone wrong, new people came and they pushed out the existing board that was with the bank, and then from there the bank collapsed. So now the story is very clear to say the original people who have been with the bank for so long can still help us to run the bank, and going forward, then we can bring back the money of all the people who lost the money from the bank.
Robert, unfortunately, we have come to our time. Thank you so much for joining us. Much appreciated.
No, thank you very much. And raise our voice out that we need all the people who can come and partner with us. This is the thing for the nation. It's not only for us, it's for the nation. We want to have the bank back so that the poor people can benefit again.
Robert Livhoyi, the VBS Stakeholders Forum Secretary, just breaking us down a press conference that I had earlier this week, and of course what they want going ahead in the future. That's all we have for you here on News in Focus from myself, Ross Patel, and the rest of the team in Johannesburg. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.